Match number 24 of CPL 2020 shall feature the Guyana Amazon Warriors and the St. Lucia Zouks. Let's build our fantasy team then on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPNcricinfo. I'm Ronak Kapoor. Joining me in a moment is my colleague Gaurav Sundararaman. Right, let's go to our pro tip for this one then. And as the action in the CPL moves back to Tarouba, where batting has been slightly better or easier, you could say, than Port of Spain. Pitches, at least, have been better for batting. We suggest that you pack your team with more players from the Warriors and only all-rounders from the Zouks, given that the Zouks batsmen have been below par and the team is heavily dependent on just a few players. So that having been said, GS, some of the all-rounders for the Zouks have been pretty good. They've almost been phenomenal.
Absolutely, and I think they have managed to make the playoff purely on a few players, guys like Roshan Chase and Mohammad Nabi. They've done extremely well. And whereas for Guyana, you had kind of different match winners in different games. Talking about the pitch, the first match was high scoring, whereas the second game we saw the Tridents get dismissed for 92. So really reading the pitch in this Caribbean Premier League is one of the hardest things. We don't know if the pitch is bad or the players are playing badly, but one thing for sure, spin and all options are dominating the CPL, and just stick to that.
All right. Well, players like Nabi and Roshan Chase have been outstanding, and they do feature in among our top bidders in this team. Let's move to that in a second. Before that, a quick reminder on the My 11 Circle Fantasy app, 100 credits for every user to pick their fantasy team. 4 categories of players to choose from: batsmen, bowlers, wicketkeepers, and all-rounders. Every player's individual credit value is listed on the app, and you can pick a maximum of 7 players from one team in any given contest. Let's move to our team then. Gaurav did mention how good Mohammad Nabi and Roshan Chase have been, and they both feature as captain and vice-captain respectively. The Afghanistan Nabi has been a key performer for the Zouks. He bowls and bats at the top of the order. He's a no-brainer, really. He's had an outstanding CPL 2020, and therefore is someone that we're backing heavily in our fantasy teams. 10 wickets and over 120 runs so far in the tournament. Nabi is our captain choice. Roshan Chase is there as well, another all-rounder from the Zouks who's done very well so far this season. He's got 170 runs at an average of 34. He's also picked up 6 wickets and conceded just 4.64 runs per over. So Chase and Nabi are key towards the Zouks winning games, and therefore it's best to probably back these two. Nabi is captain, Chase is vice-captain. Imran Tahir and Nicholas Pooran feature among our top picks. They've been regular features whenever the Warriors play, and we know Tahir's even been a captaincy choice. And the Zouks batting hasn't quite clicked this tournament. You know what makes Imran Tahir dangerous. He's still among the wickets even at this age, and an economy rate of 6.22, 11 wickets so far in the tournament. He is among our top picks, the South African leg spinner. Nicholas Pooran as well. Slow start to the tournament, but he's really come back strongly as the left-hander. Amazing century against the Patriots, and a 68 against the Zouks previously has shown that he can have a serious impact on his day. Strike rate over 130, so don't ignore Nicholas Pooran. A quick reminder, Mohammad Nabi is captain, Roshan Chase is vice-captain, Imran Tahir and Nicholas Pooran round up our top picks. That sounds pretty safe and set. Even though you have more players from the Warriors, JS, it's interesting that both captain and vice-captain are from the Zouks.
Yeah, because if the Zouks are going to continue their run of form, and these two are likely to perform, and that's why I just bank on them. And the fact that they bat and bowl, as always, is a very important tip in fantasy. So if Chase fails with the bat, maybe he can make up with the ball, whereas guys like Pooran, Hetmeyer can't do that. So that's why we've gone that way.
All right, we're going to go for some value picks now, and a couple of players that we might remember for following CPL 2020. Joel Glenn is among our value picks, perhaps for the first time, if memory serves me right, in this fantasy. But he's been pretty good, the 22-year-old, primarily a batsman, but he bowled his first ever spell in the T20 match against the Tridents in that ridiculous game where the Zouks managed to successfully defend 92. So we've got Joel Glenn here as a value pick. He could more than easily contribute with bat and ball, and therefore among our value picks. Chris Green is there as well. He's been getting early breakthroughs for the Warriors in the last few matches and just conceded 3 runs from his 4 overs in the last match. Therefore, someone that we should look at given the current form. 8 wickets already, an economy of under 6. So Chris Green and Joel Glenn among our value picks. Looking at our full team, Nicholas Pooran and Andre Fletcher as keeper options. Shimron Hetmeyer, Brandon King and Joel Glenn. Mohammad Nabi and Roshan Chase, captain and vice-captain respectively. Kimo Paul and Chris Green. And Imran Tahir and Naveen Ul Haq. That rounds up our team. Any parting comments, any last tips or advice for our viewers, Gaurav?
The Guyana players are coming back to form. Brandon King also started scoring in the last game. Chris Green is leading from the front. Hetmaya has some runs. Puran has some runs. So it's a safe choice. So back your Guyana players and hope they make merry.
JS, thank you so much. More from you as CPL 2020 moves towards its business end now. And make sure you look at playing 11s and final teams before confirming your fantasy side. We'll be back with more data analysis and expert opinion for you to help you build your fantasy team on My 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo.